morning. I made it to pull apart Saturday morning. Rented a golf cart because it's hot out here, and the truck I'm after is all the way in the back. And my tool bag weighs about 100 pounds, so 25-30 bucks ain't nothing for a golf cart. So I'm gonna make a little porta potty stop right here, take a leak. You guys need to know that, right? But we're gonna get down here and start looking at this truck. So anyway, I had come up here the other day to look for some parts for the Colorado, kind of scout things out a little bit. And I walked all over this place for probably, I don't know, probably at least an hour just trying to find the cars I was looking for. The map I pulled up on my phone wasn't the right one. And I don't know. Anyway, now that I know where it's at and it's all the way in the back, should be good to go, hopefully. That's the easiest engine I have ever pulled out in my life. So, and this one's already got the exhaust off of it, so that should make it even easier. Anyway, jibber jabber, jibber jabber. Y'all check this out. There's a ton of stuff here. We might go over here to Road 117 real quick, because there was a car I saw the other day that was a Envoy Denali. And it had an LX6 5.3 in it that I might be pulling on. Y'all get a load of this thing. Envoy Denali, short wheelbase. It's a 2005, and it's sitting here with an LX6 5.3 in it. That is a bad mamma jamma. That's like the ultimate 5.3 right there. It's aluminum, high compression, 243 heads. So, and it's not all-wheel drive. I was actually surprised when I looked under there. It's not all-wheel drive, so I think we're gonna leave with this engine too. So, and bonus points if it's got the cross member and the drive shaft under here. I see a drive shaft and a cross member, so we're definitely gonna spend some time over here today. Awesome. I love spare parts. See if I can get the harness for it. Man, look at this steering wheel. I don't know what all I'm gonna get off this thing, but it's not every day you come across a V8 GMT 360 in a junkyard. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape. So, I'm pretty excited about that. Alright, here's that crew cab I found up here, Colorado. And body control module's gone. That's what I was looking for on this one. Boy, they cut this thing up too. I don't understand why people do that. It's not that hard to unplug stuff, but you know, it don't cost you nothing, so just chop it up, I guess. It's ridiculous. Then somebody else comes along and needs something, and somebody else destroyed it for no reason. It's just crazy. This one's been pretty well picked through. Figured I'd show it to you. I already checked it out the other day. Let's go over here, look at another one. Well guys, I'm working on getting this engine out. I pulled a bunch of stuff out right here. Took the radiator and AC condenser and all that stuff out. And just to prove that it doesn't take that long. I mean, I've got all these good parts sitting here in the seat. Somebody will come in here later and just be ecstatic. You know, if they need an alternator, look, one laying on the seat ready to go. You don't have to, you know, come over here and find where somebody cut something up or broke something with a hammer to get it out. I even took out the body control module, and look, all the plugs are still there. And it probably took me less time to unplug it than it would have to cut the wires. Just pay it forward, man. If you take a couple extra minutes and just take the stuff apart like you would if it was your own car, and somebody else might catch a break instead of coming out here finding a bunch of junk. And on the flip side, it might happen to you one day, because there's been a couple times I was looking for something it was right there with somebody had taken it off. So it's always a good thing, you know, just do the right thing, pay it forward. Guys, look how beautiful this engine is. Oh my god. All clean coolant came out when I took the hoses off. I went ahead and pulled the valve cover just because I wanted to make sure there wasn't nothing crazy going on. I mean, it looks like it's got a brand spanking new timing set. It had a new AC compressor, all kind of stuff. I don't know why this thing's in the junkyard, honestly, because it ain't wrecked. Transmission fluid's real nice and pink. But look how clean this engine is. This is crazy. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I spun it over with the crank, which I did the other day too, but I didn't have any tools with me. But this thing's got crazy compression on all 4 cylinders, so everything seems good. I mean, I can't like spin it over, you know, with a starter or nothing, but from all indications, the oil's clean, everything looks really good, so we're gonna proceed. But I mean, that's probably one of the cleanest engines I've ever seen. I should have brought some kind of, well, I got my 12-volt batteries. I don't know if I can find some wire, but I might try to power up the instrument cluster. See if I can see how many miles are on it. But I don't know if that's going to really be that important, because to be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a new engine or a newer engine. It's just too clean. So I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing rust on the battery tray and the frame and stuff, and the engine looks like it's straight off the showroom floor. So I think this thing's been replaced before. All right, we're going under. Now, what you want to do when you're here, you see all this gravel everywhere. You want to find yourself a trunk mat to lay on up under the car. They're everywhere, trust me. People leave them everywhere because I'm not the first one to think of it. So everything's ready to go up top, and all we got to do down here is unbolt the draw shaft and 4 little bolts right there. Drop the draw shaft down. I brought a jack I'm gonna put up under the pan right here, and I got to unhook the shift linkage and these 3 fuel lines right here, and I'm gonna drop the cross member, which is no big deal. Unbolt this engine mount right here, and she will be 100% ready to pull. Even the engine mounts are unbolted already, so I'm gonna get after it. Whew. It's a lot cooler up under this truck. That's kind of nice. This whole day's been pretty good. I'm pretty excited so far. Once I get this done, we'll go look at that Envoy Denali. Sounds like a good time to me. Well, that's how you do that. Probably took me about 20 minutes, I think. Cross member up. This is ready to slide out. I wanted to get out of the way in case any fluid come out, but we're about to ride up front, get the forklift man. Good. Had to unbolt the coolant line from the back of the head that I couldn't get to. It's pretty slick. Alright guys, we got the first engine out. It's up there ready to load. So now we're gonna go mess with this Envoy Denali. See if we can go ahead and get it ready to be pulled right quick. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I didn't have this golf cart, I wouldn't be able to do all this today. All the walking around and heat and everything. This golf cart is a life changer. I'm talking about. Just take my word for it. If you are just kind of scouting, or you know you need something, you got to carry all your tools around, just rent the golf cart. It only costs like $27, and then after an hour, it's like $5 an hour. So I'd pay that all day. I don't even care if I'm just coming out here just kind of looking for parts. I'll rent a golf cart. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, we're gonna hit. Oh, almost passed it. It was road 112 earlier. It didn't take me long to find it, but I don't know why I thought it was 117, but it was 112. So we're gonna get down here. I'm gonna start pulling this thing apart. All right, guys, I'm about 20 minutes in on this Envoy. Got the radiator, condenser out, took the water pump, fan, all that stuff off, and got the wiring harness out of the fuse panel, and got the fuse panel because I'm not leaving it here, that's for sure. So now I'm gonna get these cooler lines off of here, and it looks like the exhaust has already been taken off down there at the bottom, but I'm about to get under there and check everything. But anyway, I gotta undo the engine mounts, pull the drive shaft, and get the rear cross member because I need it for Brandy's truck actually anyways. That's the only thing left on her truck that's all rusted up, so this will be perfect. Man, the lighting's, let's try this way. So that'll be perfect for replacing hers, and it's real easy to do. Probably wouldn't even take me 15 minutes to swap hers out, but anyway, so that's cool. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna have a spare drive shaft for another two-wheel drive conversion, you know, on a Saab 97X or Trailblazer SS. So I'm gonna grab that and go ahead and get after it. Good morning, guys. It's Sunday morning. I kind of didn't really film anything else at the pull apart yard because it was about 97 degrees and I was getting pretty tired. But got this guy out of the Envoy, and boy, I'm excited about this. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. Just gonna clean it up, see what happens. Everything tested out good when I was checking it out, so should be good to go. Anyway, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So I worked a little bit last night. It was kind of late, and I just wanted to get some stuff done. So I brought the engine in, went ahead and got everything put back on that needs to be put back on to get it stabbed back in the truck. So that's what I'm about to do now. Pop the hood and go ahead and get this thing set back into place. Bring the truck in here, close the garage before it gets hot, let the AC do its thing, and then we'll start putting this thing together. So here we go. Also, I figured I'd show you guys the engine bay. I just realized that I never showed you guys after I cleaned it up. So, you know, she's not 100% perfect, but this thing's pretty dang clean for a 2005. I mean, it's not like polished up. You can see handprints and stuff up here, but for the most part, man, this thing's pretty spotless. This is actually where some of the paint came off, you know, battery corrosion and whatnot. But a battery tray sits right here, a nice plastic one, so it'll cover that up. But I mean, this thing's pretty immaculate to be a 2005. So anyway, figured I'd throw that in there right quick. Alright guys, I went ahead and just got a lot of work done in the background. So I know you guys saw me stab the engine into the truck in the time lapse, but now everything underneath the truck is done and I'm pretty close up top. Get all the lines put back on, the wiring's all in place, batteries mounted. The cover was missing, so I don't think that's that big of a deal. But you know, I got all the accessories back on, drive belts on, got a new belt, and intakes put back in, all that good stuff, fuel lines hooked up. So I just wanted to get you guys caught up. I'm about to put the radiator back in, get the coolant lines for the transmission and the radiator hoses hooked back up, and all this stuff over here, washer tank, all that good stuff. So, and then of course the intake. So I still got to change the oil filter and put oil in it, and I've got to load the transmission fluid. I did put a new filter and pan gasket in the transmission and checked everything, and it's also a brand new transmission. So I mean, I got pretty much the score of a lifetime as far as I know so far. Everything just looks great. So anyways, so we're probably gonna be pretty close to the first start here in a little bit. Like I said, I also grabbed a Viper alarm system. There was an old Viper alarm system in this thing, and what was it? I think it was a 211 HV. I think that's what it was. But the remotes and everything were gone, but it was already wired up. So I went on eBay and actually found somebody that had one that was brand new. It was like an open box, and of course, you know, it's an older system, but I got one for brand new, and it's here, and I think I only paid like 60 bucks for it. So I plugged it in and it works. So I don't even have to wire it up or anything, just literally plugged it in, and the remotes work. So that's pretty cool. So she's got a Viper alarm system, and it even had the stickers, the Viper alarm little stickers you can put on the windows. So I mean, that was pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff put in, get everything put back together, and then hopefully we'll be ready for a first start. I just got finished filling it up with oil, transmission fluid. Hopefully everything should be ready. I ran the code to make sure I didn't have any open circuits or anything, and so far everything looks good. So I'm going to turn the key and see what happens. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully everything will... See if I can put this camera somewhere, put it right here, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so it must not be a fuel issue. I don't know what it could be. I'll check the codes. I don't know if the engine light's set, but I'll check the codes right quick. See if we got anything. Go from there. I'm back on the Colorado, and of course I know for you that's like obvious. But to me, you know, I haven't really, you know, filmed anything on it in a couple weeks. Been pulling my hair out on this dang thing, trying to figure out why I can't get it to run properly. And I finally decided that I was going to go ahead and pull the fuse box apart, because it seemed like I was having voltage drop issues in the engine harness. And so I went ahead and got this thing apart. Let me show you where I'm at. I pulled the cover apart, and first thing I saw was kind of like this deformed, sort of melted, you know, stuff going on here. And got to looking at the wire traces, and hopefully this is coming out on camera okay. But now this of course was laying down in the track, but it's all, you know, melted, and this trace was completely burned into. Hopefully this camera will focus a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, this is pretty exciting, because I mean, just absolutely lost my mind on this thing. And I mean, I even ordered a replacement ECM, because from my diagnostics I pretty much had come to the conclusion that the computer was bad. And then once the computer didn't fix it, which it's actually programmed, it's security relearn, all that good stuff, and it did the exact same thing. Turn the key and it just kind of spits and sputters and stalls. And I mean, you can't get it to run at all. So so anyway, that brought me to the next logical thing, which was this. Kind of wish I'd have tried this first, but here we are. So I'm going to figure out some kind of way to get this repaired. This is a very small copper trace, and I'm honestly not sure if I've got anything this size. I know I've got some I've got some that's I think a little bit smaller than this, but I'm about to pull it out and check it out. But one way or another, I'm gonna figure out a way to replace that thing. So anyway, I'll come back in a few minutes, show you guys that stuff. Just got done putting everything back together, so Brandy's gonna do the honors and turn the key, and let's see. I feel pretty good about it. You gonna... This is a bad copy of a key. There you go. Oh, it started. Rev it up just a little bit. The engine light on? Well, it seems like it's kind of skipping a little bit. But it's running. That's good. It did start up. Well, I know I found out for sure why this engine had a dead cylinder. And so I had to pull the intake back off again for like the probably fourth time, third time, something like that. Luckily, it's not as bad as the inline 6, but it's still kind of a little bit of a pain to get it off. Pulled the valve cover back off again, and I'm like 100% positive that this is even why this truck was in the junkyard. Probably a mechanic couldn't find what the issue was. They thought the valve was bad, and because it apparently is pretty common, but this is a remanufactured engine, so I wouldn't expect that to be an issue on this one. It's common for the valve seat, the valve seats to like go bad or warp or crack or something. But so basically, I started trying to figure out what was going on with this thing, and I hooked some air up to cylinder 4, and as you can see, one of the valve keepers is gone on cylinder 4 on the forward exhaust valve. So there's one down in there, but you can see if you compare that valve stem to the one next to it, you can see there's probably a 1/4 of an inch of valve stem sticking up out of the adjacent valve springs. Let's see if I can get some better light. And then you can see that one's just kind of flat. And what I did is when I first put air on it, I rotated the engine around, and it was constantly leaking air out of the exhaust. And I was thinking, great, I'm probably gonna have to pull the head and fix a valve seat. Well, I got to looking, and I took my hammer, my mallet, I guess I should say, and I tapped on top of the valve when the rocker arm was in here. Here's the little goofy little rocker arms that are in these engines, and so it sits right there, and that's supposed to ride on the top of the valve stem itself, this little doodad. But anyway, I basically took a punch, put it right on top of the valve, and tapped it a couple times, and it sealed right up. And that's when I started looking closer and realized that the one of the valve keepers was not there. So I've got a set coming. I'm going to get that straightened out, put this thing back together, and hopefully it'll be 100% ready to go. And that would also kind of explain why every once in a while it would smooth out. And I do mean, like, you know, it was like completely dead cylinder, and then, you know, it would hit 2 or 3 times here and there, and it was, you know, it was mostly completely dead, but it would just hit every once in a while. So there's probably just enough pressure on it that sometimes it was sealing. But I checked all the other ones. All the other ones have all the keepers, steels and everything still look brand new. So I guess maybe it was just a bad install, you know, when they put them in or something. That's what I'm hoping. But for me to fix it, basically, since I kind of got the cam loosened up, I can move it a little bit. I didn't want to take it all the way out, but I can move it enough. And I can pressurize this cylinder with my little gauge here. You can see, you know, like that's about 80 psi right there, 190 psi, and that'll hold that valve closed. And I can go ahead and push that spring down with a spring compression tool and slide the new keepers in there, and should be good to go. Just torque everything back down in sequence right here. So yay, I'm glad it was something sort of simple. I mean, it would have been a lot worse, I'll put it that way, if I had to take the head off and fix a valve seat. So this to me is like a super big time win. All right, I got the valve spring and the keepers and everything put back in, so now you can see all the valve stem tops look even, which is nice. Took a little finagling to get that back in there, but you know, there it is. And I put the air, I had the air on the cylinder, and I was able to, you know, tap on the valve, and it opens and closes like it's supposed to, and lets the air out and all that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get this cam put back in, and go ahead and get everything put back together. I'll skip all that stuff so you guys don't have to watch that, and we'll get to starting it up. As you can see, it's all back together. So we're gonna start it up, and hopefully it's smooth and has all 4 cylinders now. Go for it. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, it's purring like a kid. Man, it's nice to finally hear this thing run. Finally. Man, look at that. Sounds all smooth and everything. Nice. Is the AC on? I know it was getting real cold earlier. On 3 cylinders. 3 cylinders coldness.
Yeah, he's got the clock on.
Is it all the way on cold? Circulate?
All the way home.
It looks like you turned the AC off. That's recircle. That's AC.
Quit mashing buttons.
Quit mashing buttons, boy. Now it'll be cold. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice AC. Woo, doggy. Purring like a dang kid, boy. That's the way we like it. Well, let's go for a test drive. Don't ask me no questions and I won't tell you no lies. Boy, that AC is nice.
Yeah, I know.
Is this truck nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real nice with the AC on.
I want it higher.
I want it higher. It freezes me
No,
out.
it's fine. Just
I'm
like
already
that.
cold. Only 130. There you go. It's me riding on it big.
Yeah. A little bit stastic.
No, I can't. Daddy's rags are back there.
I know.
That engine runs smooth. At least now I know what that ticking noise was.
Right. Who's this truck going to?
Don't know.
Yes, you do.
You do know who it's going to.
Debbie's.
That's right.
That's right. Think she's gonna like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it super clean?
No.
It
Nope.
will be. We
It's
gotta
super
wash
clean
it.
on the inside because we scrubbed it, remember? You even helped.
Steve wasn't in.
Even the tires feel smooth. Does the alignment feel pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I was thinking I might have to get it aligned or something, but
Look.
that's nice. The tires are pretty new on it, so he might have had it aligned. Whoever last had it might have gotten it aligned. Something.
Probably.
Start
Got the tires.
It's a circle. That's right.
Shut means who know wow.
That does mean right.
What's another word for it?
I think I've told him that one yet.
Yeah, he knows. We say cul-de-sac all the time at the house.
Hold this sack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's some kind of French highfalutin language word. I don't know. Where in the world did cul-de-sac come from? Well, this thing's running good. We'll get back to the house and start cleaning it up.
No, not yet.
Got everything cleaned up, and this thing's ready to go. So I'll show you guys how it turned out. Kind of got dark on me, but it should be able to come out pretty good on camera. See all the new lights. I just got through hand washing it. Took it for a test drive to kind of blow dry it off. And man, this thing came out nice. You can see the alarm system light blinking in there. AC works good. Got everything cleaned up. It's the bed. Got the revhardgarage sticker, you know. But man, this thing came out good. I know she's gonna love it. Drives good. I'm gonna drive it to work for a couple days, and then she's gonna come get it this weekend. So anyway, that came out great. Get off my car, bug. But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, this thing gave me some fits, and I just kept working through it, and you know, I kept having to go to work and do other stuff, and you know, so I just worked on it as much as I could. Finally got that thing done. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. See you next time.